Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Life's Milkshake Moment with health coach Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and I want to welcome you to Life's Milkshake Moment. I'm a foundational health coach and holistic nutritionist, a pioneer for over 42 years. And what I've learned being a pioneer, that there is hope. There is hope in everything you do because hope is who you are. I specialize in the foundations of health, foundations of living, and foundations of hope. And we do it in all 6 pillars, starting with your spiritual pillar, your physical, which we're going to concentrate on tonight, mental, emotional, social, and financial. For those of you that have not been and seen an episode of Life's Milkshake Moment, welcome. For those of you that have, you will still always, because I need it every single time, I need a reminder of what is life's milkshake. Life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, and when you do, life will be oh so sweet. I'm honored to say that I had a client base of over 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost with only a 5% recidivism rate. And within this COVID culture of over 2,000 clients that have reclaimed, regained their health, because the body is a miracle-making machine. The body put in the right condition can and will heal itself. And you know what is so important about those 2 statistics, ladies and gentlemen? The good news is the next pounds, the next component of optimal health from you and for you can be yours. A little bit about me, little Jody, a brown-eyed, ponytailed, brown-haired girl from Little Laurel, Montana. I found out very early on that I could sing, and sing I did. Why was that so important? You see, I had a manifestation where I needed hope. My father's sudden passing when I was only 3.5, that was my first childhood memory. And my mother, a widow of 36 years of age, went into, and we're going to talk about this tonight, perimenopause, very, very early, went into depression, because they just didn't know as much as we know now. And when I sang, and I sang so soulfully, it brought her out of her malaise, out of her depression. And what my mother did is she invested in me. She gave me singing, French horn, piano lessons with money she could ill afford. She invested in me because I gave her hope. I went ahead and became a classically trained vocal musician. But just like all of this, life's milkshake moment, what do you do with it when the milkshake sours? I was on my way to a solo performance of Handel's Messiah with the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, broadsided. It was a Lincoln Continental. My next waking moment, I'm in a surgical halo, face down. What was I going to do? See, my mother gave me hope back at that point. She rushed to my bedside in the hospital. I'm face down, paralyzed from the shoulders on up. And she looked up at me. She said, Jody, the doctors only see what they see. They don't know who you are. So my question, ladies and gentlemen, who are you? Who are you in those times where you need life's milkshake moment that just needs to be a little bit sweeter? I walked out of that hospital bed, got up on my own, and went out of that hospital 6 months later, because the body is a miracle-making machine. You see, I had a tap on the shoulder about becoming a health coach. I saw the benefit in this because I used the things that I knew for me. And we may talk about this tonight. The one of the things is inflammation. And what do you do to create a perfect scenario for your body to do its miracle making and miracle working, just magic that it does. And it is truly, truly a benefit that I have never forgot. Now, let's fast forward. I got my next biggest tap on the shoulder when my mother called me up 3 years later. You know, those phone calls that you get out of the blue. That Lincoln Continental was out of the blue. I'm cleaning up the dishes. I'm a young mother with a baby now, one on the way. And she says, Jody, I have bad news for you. And I said, what is it, Mom? And she said, I have cancer. The doctors have only given me 6 months to live. And I just collapsed on my knees. My mother? First it was my father. Now it's my mother. What was I to do? I rolled that toilet paper roll just until there was no more roll. And I went into action. You see, you're going to hear things tonight that are going to put you in action that will change the trajectory of your life. You see, my guest here tonight, I feel like I'm just a kid in a candy store, but it's a healthy candy store. Fellow health coach. She's got stories of herself. She's got stories with her clients just the same way. Well, the rest of my story is I went back to Montana. I went into my little Laurel, Montana library, and there I found a book, blew off the dust. And it was the age-old protocols from Edgar Cayce back in 1900s, the 19th century. I found one that was 1859. And I implemented those. And my mother had years added to her life, way beyond her 6 weeks to live diagnosis. And when she was transitioning almost 2 years later out of this life into the next, she was from her bedside, held my hand, and she says, Jody, give others the hope that you have given me. This is what Life's Milkshake Moment is all about. It's just to give you that hope. What is inside you when those times come? What is inside of you that you will make the difference? Make that one magic moment to change. That's what Healthopedia, that's what igniting those moments. This is what this is all about. My personal quote that says, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. So how will you empower that life? We just had the passing of Queen Elizabeth today. She took care of her own world for 96 years, and she absolutely empowered the next generation times 2. Give others hope. We never know. Give others hope so that we can go down in, and it stands for heal. Go down to heal yourself. Go up in your true north and opportunity. Come in positivity and empowerment is the E. That is heal, opportunity, positivity, and empowerment. That is hope. So go to my new website, drjody.com. Just give your comments in our comments section if this empowered you tonight. And I can say my awesome guest here tonight, I felt like I've known her like forever. See, she gives healing and hope through fitness as a fellow health coach. She embodies Les Brown's quote that says, it's possible to open up a whole new future for yourself. Know that when you do, you will have the access to unlimited power that you have where? Within yourself. All you need to do is believe it's possible. I'm possible, but you're possible too. So take my hand and believe that health is not something you do, but it is what you become along life's journey. I'll be introducing my awesome guest right after this commercial break, which is with My syndicated radio show host, Peter Mingles, and his company, businessfromhome.net and humongousads.com/TV. So let's give a look and a listen, shall we?
Inflation is going through the roof. Food prices, gas prices, housing prices, insurance, everything. The average family is feeling the pinch. So what can you do? Ask your boss for a 20% cost of living wage increase? That won't end well. Fall for a get-rich-quick scheme? There are people who you can rely on to show you how to make money in a home-based business. Give us a chance to walk you through how it works. It's not really that complicated. You just have to find the right opportunity and the right people. Visit www.humongous.com/TV and submit your information. Maybe we can help. Billions of families are wondering how to work from home and earn extra income.
So get a hold of Peter at 386-445-3585. That's 386-445-3585. I am on his radio show, Building Fortunes Radio. It's his network. And we talk, well, Dr. Jody and wellness each and every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is what I know, just like PBS, we do need hope and we do need funding to go along with it. So these programs that we do on Traverse TV with the Healthopedia channel, if you've been with me now for a couple of months, if you feel benefit, if you feel that this is adding to your life, the majority of these proceeds go to my children's orphanage and the elderly combined facility that we have down in Colombia. It goes to others in need also in the US. And I will do a banner and a shout out once a month to our wonderful patrons. And so knowing that this helps other people, what you're going to get here tonight is just something that will help you and spread the news far and wide. I can tell you, speaking with my health coaching colleague, Lee Forrester, she embodies this Les Brown quote: live life from the hunger of your heart. When you fill your heart with whatever you hunger for, your mind will always find a way to achieve its goals. And I'm telling you, our minds and our hearts just connected like crazy. It was absolutely amazing when Lee Forrester and I met. That instant connection, when you just feel like I've known this person forever. That's the kind of connection we had. It was my esteemed guest here last week, Dwight Lee, that introduced us. See, birds of a feather flock together. When you're going to get winners, you add a fifth one and it's going to be a winner. And I feel, as I said earlier on, that I'm just a kid in a candy store tonight, being able to collaborate with another fellow health coach, one that I am just so aligned with. And then knowing that we have so much in common, I'm going to say that Lee is going to be, she is going to be added to our, I want to take that off. Thank you. She's going to be added to our cadre here at Healthopedia Network. She's going to be doing her own show here as the One Skillet health coach. Don't you need to have some instant cooking and some instantly feeling like you're empowered? That's what she does. But she does it for women all over North America, virtually and in person. She hails from the great state of California. She's a health coach like myself, a personal trainer, but she helps women in their 40s and 50s move from that place of struggle, that stuckness, you know what I'm talking about, and move through that unwanted state of where they are right now to optimal health. And guess what? She does it for the last time with no judgment, perfect strategies, and absolutely perfectly aligned with me. And so it is just with a great honor and privilege to grace our welcome, I'm going to say, Lee Forrester, to Traverse TV, and Life's Milkshake Moments. I'm so happy we're here together. Welcome. Are you there?
I am. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh my goodness gracious! I thought did we mute her? So welcome, Lee. It just thrills my soul that we're together, both in mind, body, and spirit. And now, that our Traverse Network can feel your passion and purpose, which is a lot. And so I would love for you to just feel a little bit about you personally, the girl from the UK to California. That's got to be more than just a geographical story.
Yeah, I basically ran away as a full-grown adult is what I decided I had done. So long ago, when I was in high school, when I'd made the decision to become a registered nurse and move to America. I made that decision. I was 15 years old when I made that decision. I didn't know how it was going to happen, when it was going to happen, but that was the vision I had in my mind. And so, if anybody sees my bio, I usually start out by saying I started out as a big girl from a small town, because that's basically what it was. And so I've been on some kind of eating or food struggle for much of my adult life, probably from about 18, when I saw the correlation between size, weight, and food, and started to make that connection going into nursing, realizing that many things that patients were impacted by was food, often was a correlation. There was something involved there relating to food and lifestyle. And so really from that time, it's become a passion, it's become a curiosity, and wanted to learn more and more. And it's become my passion as I learned how I can be healthy, feel good, and now sharing that with women who think or feel that they're stuck because of their age, and then helping them realize, actually, that's not necessarily so. And you can feel better, feel good, have energy, and have a state of optimal health. So that is really my love. And didn't know when I started nursing that I'd be on this side, considering wellness, but I made that switch and loving this side so much better, because isn't prevention so much better than cure? And so that's where I lead from.
You can, because cure, does it really happen? It's a Band-Aid. When you go from wellness and holistic, go down to the source, Lee, we are there. And I tell you, I want you to back up a minute, because all of a sudden the chat just blew up. You say the passion between, you said that so eloquently, and it just rolled off to that beautiful British accent that you had, that it was the correlation between size and your self-worth. Say that again one more time, please.
Yeah. So, I'm going off to nursing school, I'm about 18. And I said to myself consciously also, this is as big as you get. When you get any bigger, you have to go back. There's only one way you can go. But seeing the correlation between how we eat, lifestyle, and disease processes. And I figured out really quickly, very early on in my nursing journey, that some of these things that we were sometimes having culturally was diet related, and we could stop it or reverse it, not go there at all. Like, why wouldn't I want to do that for myself and for others? That was really where I was coming from. And even now as a health coach, nobody necessarily wants to be scared into doing things a different way, but it's like, I keep saying, people, I've seen the other side. Honestly, you don't want to go there. Let's enjoy life and have quality. So that's where I drive from.
Beautiful. It's what you eat, lifestyle, and disease, which the word disease just means ill at ease. So drop a 1 in the chat if you just really feel like that is one to hang on to, because it's the truth. And I think our channel, when we first talked, and I've got to say, Leah's an early bird. She gets the most out of the day. It was like 6 o'clock at her time, and I don't ever do an appointment until 9 a.m. because I feel like as a swim mom, I did enough at 3 a.m. for a decade and a half. So I start my day, Leah, a little bit later than you, but
That's okay.
Yes. But I'm so excited that you're going to be joining our Healthopedia channel. You're going to be such an asset. You said, oh, yes, I want to be there, because you just had ideas for your show. So talk about a little bit about your work as a fitness coach first.
Oh, yeah, that was so exciting to do. It's one of those things where your friends and your associates know that about you before you know it. I remember distinctly being in a boot camp class, and I think they needed a relief or a fill-in, whatever the situation was. We're all on the carpet stretching out, and all eyes were on me. I was not a trainer at the time. And I thought, why are you all looking at me? They knew before I did. So I started this journey, and I love it. It's just so exciting. I've been a personal trainer for a handful of years. This is not something I've been doing for 20 years. And the joy of it is I'm working with women in their 40s plus who sometimes have lost the confidence in themselves that they can do things. And I'm here to say, actually, there's a lot that you can do. Let me show you. So I get really excited about it.
Well, and your enthusiasm shows, and you can absolutely, isn't that true? Serena Brown Travis, Les Brown's daughter, says, if people are asking you for advice, it's probably a calling that just needs to be birthed. And that was the case with you, wasn't it?
It really was. People knew it before I did it. And I was pushing back for a little bit. And also that was like a confidence thing. Like, I don't know if I can do that. And now I know that I can do that. And if I can do that, then it helps me to help other women to do that, feel the best self and move, right? Don't listen to society's noises about you are aging and you should expect to decline. I beg to differ.
I beg to differ as well. So just, if you like that comment, yes, just move. And now we're going to be moving into your focus, as you've said a number of times, Lee, about women in their 40s and 50s. I mentioned my mother just when something tragic. So we didn't know back in that early time in 1957 who knew about premenopausal, perimenopause, now menopause and postmenopause. You really are such a servant heart in health coaching to these women. So why did you, and how? I guess the first thing is, why did you decide to focus on that group? Let's just digest the why first.
You know, I think from a very early age, even though I was a very, very quiet child, I also had a bit of a contrary nature in that I like to question things a little bit and say, well, really though, but really, well, let's look at that. So it's at a time in a woman's life. She may be in the sandwich generation. She's taking care of her own family. She might be starting to take or look out for her own parents. And it's very easy for women to fall into the background, taking care of everybody else and not taking care of herself. Pretty soon the kids go off to school and there she is, and like, what shall I do with myself now? And she's lost oftentimes the confidence in herself, maybe professionally, but certainly in her body. And society has told us that you're aging and you're 45 and you're 50 and you should expect to feel decline, lack of movement, flexibility, have pain, and you should definitely be sitting around and waiting for weight gain. And I'm like, you know what, with the right tools in place, we can counter those things. There's so much we can do. And we're living good, long lives. If you're in pain and uncomfortable and unhappy at 45, 50, and you might live to 75, 80, that's a long time to be unhappy and uncomfortable.
Yes, and regression and regression. So that's your why, and it's such a servant heart, just a servant health coach. That's what you are. And how do you come up? We're going to get into that in just a moment, but I want you to just touch on this, Lee. How? What is your how to focus on these groups?
Yeah, so definitely I hone into that group because I feel their pain. I feel their pain. And it's also when you know something and somebody's saying something otherwise, it's just like, oh, let me tell you. I want to share with you. Let me show you. And it's a beautiful thing when that transition happens and she says, it's because of you. I mean, it could be because of any other trainer that I can do this. I wouldn't have been doing this 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Look what I can do now. The confidence. It's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful win to see when a woman, the switch goes off and she wakes up and realizes, I am strong, I am powerful. You can't be anything but excited for that woman. It's just exciting to me.
Well, and your passion so comes through, and to me, what we do, it's like the natural endorphin. It just carries over. And so this is my second announcement about the lovely Lee. Lee has agreed to be a part of our Foundations of Health. Ignite Your Foundations of Health. We have our debut infomercial right here. So we're going to talk a little bit about this when we get back and after our commercial break, which is really a video break. So get ready to hear about Ignite You. It is just something that absolutely thrills my soul that we're going to be doing. But I want you to feel our passion. I want you to feel something about what Ignite is really all about. This is igniting humanity. This is what Lee is talking about, one person at a time. So let's first view just a brief video and get into our video about our project in just a bit. This is Ignite, our wonderful publisher and our wonderful sponsor on Traverse TV and Healthopedia on Life's Milkshake Moment. Take a look.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.
So there's the scan code. Just scan in that code and you can be a part of this book. You know that it was Ignite the Hunger in You first, and then it was Ignite Wisdom. Who knew that I would be honored to be a part of Ignite Publishing and do the marquee series, Ignite Your Foundations of Health, and to have people like Lee to join us and 34 other authors that we're going to do a multifaceted project throughout the year, starting with Going Ahead, the book. Then we're going to go ahead and write the Eastern version of the Healthopedia, like the Western version of the PDR. Then we're going to go ahead, take it on the road, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it. What I'm going to say, we're going to bring it, Lee, all the way to California. We're going to have a 5-city tour. Just had an author just sign up and said, well, you've got to stop in Charlotte. Who knows where that would go? But, you know, you were talking about that empowerment, Lee, of being able to do this on that kind of scale. What will it feel like if we create this movement, Lee, and we do this 5-6-city tour, and all of us together create a mastermind around these 6 pillars of health? Who knows how long we're going to do this? I'm just going to say, if you're in the chat, just put wow, because this was a vision of mine. As you know, Lee, it started back in 1985. Didn't know I wrote the gold card. Well, I did know when I dropped out of something I was looking for, you know, those old papers. And it said in 1985, I put that intention. I will author the Eastern version of the PDR. And here we are. And here you're going to be with us. And so before we get back into the questions that I kind of scripted and what made you say yes to Ignite Your Life? What was it?
Yeah, to igniting life, absolutely. The opportunity to share and for people to just be exposed worldwide, let's say worldwide,
Yes.
to optimal health, which is always my goal. What is available? How can we share rather than keep it to ourselves? How can we share with others and empower and uplift other people's lives, particularly women that I'm so excited about because there is an abundance of information out there. It's hard for people to filter through that. And so for them to get this from people that they can know, like, and trust, and in a supportive way, I'm all for it.
And it's just going to be amazing. You can just contact me through this funnel, get more information if it just speaks to you, or DM me at, I guess it just went up. They can go ahead, DM you. It's Coaching by Lee. Why not? We are such a team. But before we get into the other goodies, I'm going to say you've got two great platforms. You talk about giving and sharing on Clubhouse, Carousels in Life and Health and Keto for the Soul. Great Clubhouse name. So go look for her on Clubhouse. And this is a great Clubhouse announcement as well. Kim Jacobs of the Kim Jacobs Show, who's perfectly aligned with Les Brown. We are going to kick off a couple of Clubhouse rooms here in 2 weeks to honor Kim's son, who died suddenly of myocarditis on the football field. And we're going to keep Gabe's heart beating. So be looking for that. You know, Clubhouse is just an amazing platform. Lee, what have you found about doing 2 rooms is very ambitious? I only do 1. And
Yes.
That's enough. But between that and 4 shows a week, that's enough. But well, tell us your experience of just being able to be that servant leader through this platform.
Yeah, it has been a wonderful, wonderful platform and such a supportive tribe that I'm in. So I started my Clubhouse the end of last year. And then I was hosting in other clubs. I'm in Keto for the Soul and in my own club, which is Carousels in Life and Health. And I look at it as a big umbrella, the whole health umbrella. So mind, body, soul. And I like to have some challenging conversations in there and have people come in and feel supported and feel heard and have their share and to pour into others so that they can know that they are supported. And I get the struggle. It's a wonderful platform. And I've met an abundance of amazing people that I would never otherwise have met. So it's been amazing.
And think about it, Lee, without Dwight Lee, okay, same last name as your first name.
I know, right?
We would not have met it. So it's really that 2 degrees of separation. And it's so lovely. And I'm just thinking about where this is going to be. And that's really true with this mastermind book, workbook, tour, mastermind. It's really going to touch so many more lives. And by the way, I just want to say for the record, I am not opposed to Western medicine at all. If I had a broken arm, I wouldn't go to a health coach. Correct. But I also know that perhaps the AMA isn't better. They're just more organized. So this is our chance to get organized, to make a difference. So speaking of organization, let's get into that One Skillet Health Coach. Yeah. That program that you're going to be bringing to our network. My goodness.
It is so exciting.
Yes.
You know what? It really stemmed from, I need to find a better word. It's just that I really don't care to cook. It's really what it's all about. And I like to spend the least amount of time in the kitchen. I eat whole food and good food, and I like to be satiated. But I don't believe it needs to take a long time. I just don't. Especially if you're cooking for 1 or 2. So I like to keep it simple. I want to get in, I want to enjoy a lovely meal, and I want to get out. I don't want to spend a lot of time. So I pretty much use a 12-inch skillet pretty much every day. And everything I'm having for my meal is going in that one skillet. That's it. It better be an exception, like a holiday, if I use more than one pan.
And think about this. Lee is going to be our Julia Childs with and just throwing it at the 12-inch skillet.
Exactly.
You don't have to change a thing. That is the best branding ever. It makes me happy because I say in my practice, it's got to be simple, effective, and sustainable. This is simple, effective, and sustainable. And I know you solve 3 problems. So about this. So let's start with number 1. What do you eat when you don't like to cook?
Ah, breakfast is really my favorite meal. A cooked breakfast, I can eat that any time of day. And I mean, it literally takes minutes. So it's got to be readily available. It's going to be already in the fridge, and it's going to take max 10 minutes. I'm sitting down and eating within 10 minutes for sure. It cannot take any longer, because oftentimes I'm coming in and I'm ready to eat right now, and I don't want to start picking and snacking. So that means that food needs to be readily available. And I don't plan meals. I have kind of a mental idea of what it might be, but the key is to have some basic supplies, only food that you like, in your fridge ready to go. That's the only thing.
So, example of the food that Lee likes. Give us an example.
I love eggs. I love eggs. So I like eggs. I like fish. I like chicken. Smoked salmon is really good. And I just love to put. Sometimes it's not even cooking. Sometimes the skillet is not even involved. Sometimes it's just literally putting things together. So maybe some mixed greens. I have things like cheese or feta cheese or goat cheese, pesto. Always have good butter on hand. Whatever vegetables you like. I do like red onions, but stuff that's super easy. And mushrooms, spinach. And oftentimes you can buy those ready chopped. So you're not even having to do that. And they all go in the pan. One and done.
One and done. So it's available and it's in the fridge and it's in 10 minutes. Okay. I'm giving some talking points for your show. It's so exciting. And so food shopping. I mean, I know when I was single, I mean, it was one thing when I had my two sons at home, it was like a trough. And then I went down to just me. And that's women in their 40s and 50s. Some food shopping for one. Give us some examples. Give us some advice.
Yeah. Again, not everybody likes to go shopping. And if you want to have a food delivery service and drop off your groceries, great. I'll go about once a week and get my staples, my fresh things that I know I'm going to eat. And I know that once I've got them in my fridge, I'm good. I've always got cheese. I've always got eggs. I've always got my whatever greens I have. I've always got things in the freezer. I always keep things in there. Even if there's nothing suitable or anything in the fridge, there's always going to be something I can do very easily in the freezer. And I go and get my staples once a week because I don't want to make a trip in the middle of the week, because then it's haphazard and I'm kind of winging it. And if something comes up in your life, you know you've got things at home that you can eat. So I go in, I get my staples. I often don't even get a cart. I leave when my hands are full with my 5 basic things and I'm out the door. I keep it simple. It's actually kind of fun. I make it fun for myself by doing that, but get some basic things in there. So no matter what, you've always got something you can put together. And you can eat any kind of meal, any time of day. It doesn't matter the time of day, the type of meal. It's food. Look at it as food and nourishment. And you eat what you need when you need it.
Yes, because you don't live to eat, you eat to live. What's an example of those 5 things that you got in your hand?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll make sure I definitely always have eggs. That's a basic. I can't almost do without that. And if you're doing any kind of cheese, I used to pick up a big tub of spinach because that cooks down real easy. So don't be afraid to get a big tub, even if you're cooking for one. It's a better deal and more time efficient for you to just get that bigger thing. If you're doing some kind of cheese, you're doing some kind of cream. And then I go in there, my mind is get some proteins. So what do you like? There's a big whole thing of turkey thing, a whole side of turkey I get it from Costco, and I can cut it to my own thickness. And it's just like, it's fast food because I can go in there, slice it and just eat it. You like your lettuces, your spinaches, those easy kind of things, whatever kind of lettuce you like, whatever. Bags of mixed green, you don't even have to wash it or cut it. It's good to go. I'm all about the ease.
All about the ease, because I know this rhymes, but all about the ease, because we're going to eat, have life without disease.
Exactly.
Oh, and I mean, so another challenge is, let's say you've chosen, and I was thinking about my oldest son, because he's chosen to be a vegetarian. Well, the rest of the family is not doing that. So how if you're the only one that is eating this particular lifestyle in your home, how do you do that?
That's a great question, because I have one daughter that's vegetarian and one that's vegan. So great question. So everybody's going to eat a vegetable base. So make that vegetable base in your 12-inch skillet, by the way, whatever greens. You can't go wrong when they're vegetarian because they're just eating vegetables. So saute whatever it is and put all those things together. You give them their vegetables. I take out mine and put my protein separate on top or with it. Everybody's happy. Everybody's served because we're all eating vegetables.
You're all eating. It's a vegetable base. It's still available with the 5. You've got your base. You're done. I mean, it's like, I feel like that V8 commercial. I should have, we should have gotten this a long time ago. I should have had a V8. Well, we were waiting for the V8 vegetable juice to hear from the vegetable cooking one skillet queen. I really believe that. So I put up here, there's your website, California Way, because it's the way, WEIGH. I know you've got a great discounted gift. And I want to just preface this. This is what is so beautiful. I can't serve everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Lee can't. We've got 8 billion people in the world. And we laughed about this the other day when I said, if it's the air diet, it's going to work. I mean, you have to be ready. But she's got in this Google Drive, just make sure you take a screenshot. I'm going to keep that up. And we've got the CaliforniaWay.com. You can find Lee there. And also, this is her social media handle, Coaching by Lee. But this above is your discounted, it may be a free ebook. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, diets for many are a struggle because staying on plan with anything for many people is a struggle. I like to meet women where they are. Look at your life. When do you sleep? When do you eat? When do you get up? What do you like to eat? And rather than turn their lives upside down, let's work from a holistic point of view and see where you are and see how we can tweak what you're already doing. So the idea is that you never have to diet again, but there are some principles that you'll need to follow going forward in the types of food that you're eating, whole foods, real foods, listening to your body, knowing when you've had enough, and knowing what foods are not working favorably for you, or for many for that matter. And so in not having to think about a diet, but eating whole foods going forward and paying attention to how you feel. So no need to diet again. So 5 tips for everybody, because not everybody has a goal of weight loss. Maybe some people want to feel better or reverse some metabolic disorders. Therefore, we're not dieting. We're eating a proper human diet so we can live well. And by default, you may get some weight loss too.
Yes, by default, and living well, because to me, the word diet, it's got that internal thing. It's spelled die, D-I-E. A diet. Oh my goodness. No, we want to live healthy and whole and just vibrant. I mean, look at you. You are the picture. You are a billboard for your work, Lee. And
thank you.
And I heard it that you were a billboard. We hadn't even met on the phone, on like visually. How do we? I think this is the first time we've really seen each other.
Yes, we've connected many times by phone and by messaging and what have you. And I've seen your videos, you've seen mine, but this was the first time we've seen each other, like at the same time.
How fun is that? But I just knew that it was a home run. You are the picture of health. And I know you have one piece of wisdom that you would love to share, and make sure you get the screenshot in that Google Drive. You can just get that. You've got Coaching by Lee. It will be put in all my social media handles when we are done. But what is your last piece of wisdom, Lee?
You know what? It's food for our health and for our betterment. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Take the time to listen to your body and what your body needs, not your sister, your parent, but what you need, what you really need, and go from that point of view. And really my basic thing with everybody is just eat what you need when you need it. Eat when you're hungry, regardless of what time of day it is.
You're listening to your body. Remember Olivia Newton-John saying that song, Listen to Your Body Talk. I mean, you have given us so many nuggets. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you agree with Lee. You're going to be an amazing addition, not only to our project with IgniteU.life, but absolutely with our everything, with the Healthopedia channel, what we are going to do to partner up, because I'm just going to share this with you, Lee. There's a quote by Les Brown that he says, what we need in this life are a group of like-minded, achievement-driven, heart-centered servant leaders.
Yeah.
And when you found that, you found somebody who can run with. Lee, that is you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I have to say, particularly for us women, it is refreshing to be supporting and working with women.
And women helping women. And that's what you have done. That's what you do. And that's what we are going to continue to do. So make sure that you get her free ebook. Make sure that you check her out on Clubhouse as well, at Carousels for the Soul. And I can truthfully say that it's quite the event there, but you are better in person than you even are on the phone. And I can't wait until we start this tour and we can, as we say down south, hug each other's neck.
Right. And I'll warn you, I have a lot of energy. I'll warn you now.
Absolutely. Back at you. So you have created Life's Milkshake Moment with eating to a lifestyle that without disease. You've talked about that vegetable base. That's a practical tip. You've gone ahead and do it for your betterment. But Lee, I can say you have come and graced my TV show because this was for the betterment of all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so let's check out It's Possible from our sponsor, our wonderful sponsor, Ignite Publishing. Ignite the possibility in you.
Ignite possibilities. It's the idea that anything is possible. In fact, anything and everything is absolutely possible. We just need to start believing in that. There's a lot of conversations going on the planet, and one of them needs to be about possibilities. We need to inspire and ignite possibilities in all of our minds once again to believe that things are possible. We can change the planet when we step into the idea that what is possible is absolutely possible, and we can go after that. We can do it. We can dream more. We can aspire for more. We can have more. We can include more. We can create more. We just have to believe it. Start doing it. Working in that direction. Having that conversation. Understanding what's possible is truly the possible of each of us. Igniting possibilities. That's the idea. That's what we need to start talking about. Ignite possibilities in me, in you, in everyone, in humanity. When we raise ourselves up, we raise each other up, and when we start going after what's possible in our own lives, we give permission for everyone, every single person on the planet to go after what's possible for them. Ignite possibilities. Ignite a possibility in you, ignite possibilities in someone else, and we can change the world.
And we are igniting the world, one life, one healthy living life, one at a time. Lee and I. So if you've heard anything about today, if you heard something with Lee, with her passion, with her excitement, all of this, we're coming together. If you have a story, the story that you're waiting on is medicine for somebody's soul. So just say yes. Reach out to me about Ignite Your Foundational Health, Foundations of Health.igniteyou.life. Just go ahead and reach out to me either on my email, on my social media handle, which is at Health Coach Jody, my website, or Foundations of Health. And speaking of our One Skillet coach, our next mastermind begins on the 27th. And what is it? Well, it is, does your liver quiver? If not, what you got? We are going to be getting down to the foundations. Liver disease has gone up to being 8.5 out of 10 North Americans. It used to be 65%, and then it jumped during the pandemic, another 35%. I think that must be 100%. This is one of these things through healthy choices, because the liver can regenerate, through getting together with the group, we can restore and reclaim you around the situation. So make sure that you just go ahead and DM me at Health Coach Jody. This is my website, or you can just go ahead and sign up. There's a freebie ahead of it. And then you can go ahead and be part of our cadre. That's what I'm asking you to do, because if not you, then who? If not now, when? If not this, then what? This is the way, the One Skillet coach, the foundational health coaching way through foundations of living, foundations of health, and foundations of hope. You can find me always at healthcoachjody.com, at healthcoachjody, all my social media handles. And also I'm on Pinterest and really making LinkedIn explode as well. Or if you just want to do old school, just call me at 800-820-0854. That's 800-820-0854. You can hear me every Sunday night, 8:30 Eastern on Building Fortunes Radio, where you can go ahead and be with Peter Mingles and myself. It is buildingfortunesradio.com/live. And of course, you know that I'm here each and every Monday at noon. It's Mindset Mondays for a mental shift in your entire week, noon Eastern. Then we're back here Thursdays with Life's Milkshake Moment. This next week is another Clubhouse colleague of mine. Isn't this interesting? Dr. Phil Carson, who I found on the Health Coaching Network. He's a registered pharmacist turned compounding pharmacist healer. His story about the 7 things so you must live rather than die is quite the book. But I first want to say thank you, Lee Forrester, for your passion, for your being with your health warrior knowledge, my goodness, and just embodying this. And one of my favorite quotes: what you eat sustains your body. What you create in sustainable habits defines your life. You have defined that piece. You've defined that piece of living, and you've defined of just health is not something you do. It's who you become and what you become along life's journey. So just know, as we wind this show down, come be with Dr. G. Yes, Dr. J, I should say, Dr. Jody Bear and Dr. Lee. I called you Dr. Lee. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a PhD must be in your future, but it's going to be Health Coach Jody and Dr. Lee now on Healthopedia. And remember that life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, like the One Skillet health coach. True or true? And when you do, in this instance, in that physical well-being, that fitness, and putting in your body what it needs, your milkshake will taste oh so sweet. So until next Monday, next Thursday, or if it's the 4th Thursday of the month where we come together at noon Thursday, and it will be on, the 28th of September. We're coming together, and it will be Doctor Talk. Come play in our health sandbox. So you've got multiple opportunities to experience Dr. J and health, the leeway. And until next time, this is Dr. J saying, have a healthy day. Ciao for now.